Hey guys, so today I'm gonna narrate the series from Season 1 Episode 3. You can watch this series on Apple TV. If you guys don't have time to watch the full 1 hour episode, it's okay, I will summarize it for you in about 15 minutes. And if you didn't watch the previous episodes, don't worry, I'll put the links for those summaries in the description so you can go check them out. Alright, let's get into the story. The episode starts in the colony house where the family is staying temporarily. We see Tabby having a nightmare about last night, but Jim comforts her. Then we hear a loud noise coming from one of the rooms. Donna runs to the room and it's the man who was high yesterday night. I think his drugs finally wore off and he came back to his senses. But we know Ellis tied him to the bed, so that's why he was shouting. Donna tries to calm him down but she can't at first. At the end she manages to calm him and she is ready to tell him the whole story about what happened last night. The camera moves to the building where the sheriff lives. He wakes up and his hand starts to shake. He holds it to stop the shaking, then he goes near the window and sees an old box. We don't know what it is. Then the intro song starts. When the intro ends, we see the sheriff is all readied up in his building. He goes near the jail cell and we see Frank inside. He opens the door and asks if Frank wants anything to eat, but Frank doesn't reply. Then the sheriff says, "What happens tonight is not personal." He is speaking like something bad is gonna happen to Frank tonight. We don't know what he is talking about. Then the sheriff asks again if there is anything he wants to do. Frank replies, yes. The camera moves to the colony house. Donna and Ellis are speaking with this man. I think they told him everything, even about his friend's death. But I don't think he believes it. He starts to laugh and asks how Toby did this. He thinks his dead friend Toby paid money to them to prank him or that he is in some kind of TV show. He laughs his ass off and asks what is the next puzzle he needs to solve. Then he says they don't want to tell him, he will figure it out. Ellis asks Donna if he should take care of this, but Donna says let him go to town. He comes out of the colony house thinking this is some kind of puzzle town for entertainment, takes someone's bicycle, and heads to the town. Inside the colony house, Ethan is watching the boy in the white dress through the window. Only Ethan can see that kid, we don't know why. Then Tabby comes and comforts him. She says Jim has gone to the crash site to pick up their clothes and belongings, but Ethan's only worry is that he can't walk now. The camera shows the diner where Kenny is arguing with his mother to take rest today. We know why, because yesterday Mr. Lou died. But his mother refuses. I think she came to work to keep herself from feeling down. She accidentally drops a glass and breaks it. When she tries to pick up the glass shard, it slices her finger. Kenny helps her to stop the bleeding. That's when his mom says if she was with him yesterday she could have protected him. That's when I find out that they think yesterday's incident was just an accident because of Mr. Lou's amnesia. But only we know the truth. As they are speaking, Sarah comes inside the diner. When she sees them on the floor she goes to help them. Wow, this culprit, she is really good at acting. But we know she is the reason Mr. Lou died. We are back at the colony house. Victor is roughly measuring the land using his foot at the back of the colony house. We can't figure out why he is doing it. Then at the entrance of the colony house, Julie is standing there looking kind of lost. I think it's hard for her to adapt to this town. Then Fatima comes and comforts her. Inside the colony house, Jim comes back from the crash site with their clothes and belongings. Then he plays with Ethan to boost his morale. But Donna comes and asks the family to come and meet the priest for the choosing ceremony. They meet the priest and he explains what the choosing ceremony is. He says a new family should choose whether they are gonna stay in a house in town or in the colony house. Then he asks the parents to come to the town to check the house. Julie also says she wants to come but Jim refuses, which makes Julie mad. Then at the entrance of the diner, the drug lord comes in with the stolen bicycle and goes inside. He starts laughing at the people. He still thinks these people are paid actors. Then he cuts the line to get food. Kenny's mom comes and yells at him in Chinese. I don't know what she said but I know it was nothing good. But he actually respected her. While she is scolding him, Sarah, who is working as a waitress, sees her brother at the entrance of the diner. She goes out to speak with him and says it's all okay, you don't need to worry. But her brother is worried because he is the only person who knows the truth. Back to the parents and the priest. They are walking on the town's road. He is explaining the rules and how the talisman works. He says if the family has kids, then the windows must be sealed because these creatures are good at tricks, and kids are the easiest to fall for it. While they are walking, Tabby points at something and asks what it is. The priest replies it's called the box. It is the only form of punishment we have here. Punished people have to stay inside the box for the night without a talisman. Tabby asks how many times they have used it before. The priest replies tonight is the first time. From that we can say this punishment is implemented recently and Frank is the first person to get punished tonight. Then the priest shows the house to the parents, and the house is none other than Frank's house where his family was killed. Jim asks the priest who lived here before because there are belongings of another family. He says the night before you came here there was an incident in this house. The family who lived in this house was killed by the monsters. When they see the room where the family was killed, they start to get panicked. Tabby says it's not safe here, but Jim reassures her by saying the family died because they didn't follow the rules, so if we follow the rules we can survive. Then we see the sheriff and Frank in the middle of the forest. Frank says this is Megan's favorite place, so he wants to see this place for the last time. At the colony house, Ellis made a wooden crutch for Ethan to walk. It's a very kind gesture from Ellis. Then at the diner the drug lord is speaking with Kenny saying how much you guys get paid. He is still in that illusion that this town is a wonderland. Then he asks Kenny for clues about where he has to go next. We are back to the colony house. Victor is measuring the land and Ethan comes there using his crutch and asks what he is doing. But Victor says you shouldn't be here and tells him to go inside. Then Ethan asks him whether he has seen a boy in white clothes who lives here. Suddenly Victor freezes and asks, "Can you see the boy? I have seen him before when I was a kid." Then he says to Ethan he is trying to see whether the trees have moved. As they are speaking, Julie comes and calls Ethan. Victor says to Ethan before he goes, "Say that I said hi to him." Then Julie scolds Ethan and says don't speak to Victor, he is not normal. The drug lord is exploring the town with the stolen bicycle and he sees an underground storage area. He goes inside. There he sees a corpse crushed by a boulder. Suddenly the corpse screams at him. When he tries to move back he trips and falls down. In the ceiling there is a symbol but instantly everything vanishes. He thinks it's some kind of expensive VFX. He smiles and thanks his friend. Now we are in the town's church. The sheriff is speaking with the priest saying he can't do this, he doesn't want to put Frank in the box. But the priest says frankly that if you break the rule it will affect our community, it will affect our town. While the sheriff is going to the office he sees the box. He opens it and sits inside. He knows if Frank stays here tonight without a talisman the monsters will kill him. So he goes to the jail cell, gives Frank a talisman and tells him to place it inside the box tonight. Now the camera shows the townspeople and the family. I think it's the choosing ceremony. The priest says there is a stone and a flower. Every member in the family must choose one. If you pick the stone you will live in the colony house. If you choose the flower you will live in the house in the town. And this decision is permanent. But the sheriff interrupts the priest. He planned to say to the townspeople that he doesn't want Frank to be put in the box. But before he can say anything, Frank comes there and gives the talisman back to the sheriff and says he deserves it. He gives warnings to others to follow the rules. The atmosphere is so sad. Suddenly someone laughs, we know who it is. It's none other than our drug lord. He mocked Frank. He thought it's all a show. But the sheriff gets mad and drags him to the ceremony and asks him forcefully to pick stone or flower. He picks a stone. Then the sheriff drags him out of the ceremony, which makes him mad. He shouts at the sheriff and the townspeople saying that he will fire them all. Kenny comes there and says, "Jade, come with me, I want to show you something." Oh God, at last they said his name. Jade goes with Kenny. Then the sheriff asks the family to choose. Everyone chooses to pick the flower except Julie. She picks the stone, which makes Tabby furious. She asks Julie to pick the flower, but she refuses. Then the sheriff reassures Tabby by saying, "My son is in the colony house, he will protect her." Even though they are not okay with her decision, they have no other choice and the ceremony comes to an end. Kenny brings Jade to the graveyard. Jade is shouting and saying he had enough, he wants to go home, so end this already. He still thinks it's a prank. Kenny stands in front of Toby's grave. When Jade sees his best friend's corpse and smells it, he finally realizes that this is real and he begins to cry. In the evening, every person in the town comes to watch as Frank goes inside the box. Before he goes inside, he says to the sheriff, "Help the people to get out of this town." Then he goes inside the box and the sheriff locks the door. Everyone starts to go to their places. The family moves to their new home and Julie moves to the colony house. Kenny brings Jade to his home where we can see Kenny's mother praying to her dead husband. And the night comes. Inside the box, Frank is so scared. Then we can hear the noises. The monsters surround the box. They tease him, they toy with him. The sheriff tries his best to see what's happening out there, but he is not strong enough to watch this monstrosity. Frank sits down in fear, and in a matter of time the monsters break the box and come inside to kill Frank. And the episode ends here. Hey guys, so that was season 1 episode 3 of From. This one felt heavier and more intense than the last two. I liked how the episode focused on the town's rules and the hard choices everyone has to make. The box punishment at the end was brutal to watch. The way the monsters toyed with Frank gave me serious chills. The choosing ceremony was tense, especially Julie picking the colony house against her parents' wishes. The characters are getting deeper. The sheriff's internal struggle, Kenny's family pain, and Jade finally breaking down felt very real. Victor and the boy in white keep getting more mysterious. That small moment with Ethan was creepy but interesting. One thing that stood out to me is Sarah. She is still working normally in the diner with Kenny's mom like nothing happened, helping out when the glass broke. She is acting so innocent and helpful, but we know she is the one who opened the door and caused those deaths. That contrast is disturbing. Overall, the horror is becoming more psychological, and the mystery around the town and the creatures is building nicely. From my point of view, this episode is a solid 8 out of 10. It kept the momentum going and left me wanting to know what happens next even more. What do you guys think? Is it 8 out of 10 for you too, or do you rate it differently? Drop your rating in the comments. If you liked the story, subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon.